So a week ago, I was supposed to be whitewater rafting and hiking through some absolutely epic landscapes a couple hours outside of Milan. And instead, I've been home for about 2 weeks with a super bad, severe back injury. It's horrible. I waited a few days before saying anything, hoping it would just go away and I'd wake up fine. And I don't usually like sharing when I'm not 100%. And then finally I had to post something because I didn't want people concerned or wondering, where's Blake? What's going on? Why did he miss the trip? Why isn't he showing up or standing up on calls? And just the response, actually, a bunch of the messages, I read every single one of them. Thank you for those of you that sent texts and DMs and comments on the post. I appreciate all of that more than you know. It kind of inspired me here just to hop on and go live and kind of share what I'm feeling or processing right now. Just a freak accident, just a crazy story. I wish I had a cool story. I wasn't playing with my kids and some of their friends in the pool, and just a freak random thing, got hit in exactly the wrong way, in exactly the wrong spot in my lower back. It felt like a hammer someone had taken and just boom, pelted the lower part of my back when it happened. It was instant. Muscle spasm, nerve pain. I got up, and first I was like, I don't think I can get myself out of the pool. Was having a hard time walking, even in water. So knew instantly something was not good and not normal. Have found some good doctor care, so thank you for everybody that has shot referrals and suggestions. Still going through it. I was initially concerned it was going to be something spinal. I've been dealing with some issues later last year on like lower disc stuff. Did the Prenuvo kind of full body MRI process last year, and it taught me that I'm kind of in the middle of some, they call it disc degenerative disease, which sounds probably worse than it is. But I thought it was, oh no, something that was going to be spinal or something with my disc. The pain was definitely a nerve pain, so I was like, oh, maybe it's the sciatic. But what we think is it's actually a sprain. They said sprain, possibly fractured floating rib. I guess your back ribs, you have like floating ribs back here. Who knew that a back sprain, doesn't sound like that big of a deal, was absolutely no joke, like excruciating, like horrible, like the worst. And it's probably going to be, they're saying, I don't know, maybe 4 to 6 weeks to fully recover. Right now I'm able to function. It's super weird, so you can't see all of it. But I got the brace. The brace actually is doing a little bit, but what's really helping a lot is I have something between the brace and my back that's just putting pressure on one specific spot. And it's just super weird and interesting that when I put pressure on one specific spot, I can function. So like I can talk with you here and hopefully you can't see too much pain in my face. I've been able to more or less function, meaning that if I didn't have the brace holding that against my back right now, I'd be in excruciating pain and I literally can't move. Like I can't take more right now than a couple steps still, and it's been a period of time since the incident. The severity or depth of that nerve pain is getting better, but it's still to the point where I can't walk without that. So it's been interesting, last couple weeks for sure. And not gonna lie, it sucks. Beyond the pain is like, there's a level like 9 out of 10. I generally have a pretty high tolerance for pain. Physical pain. For those of you guys that have ever had like back issues or nerve issues, if you've ever been through it or have had someone close to you go through it, you probably know. I had no idea. So my heart now goes out to all of y'all that have been through similar things. But even more so than like the pain, it just like sucks. Middle of summertime, like kids are home. Karis has like all the activities planned. I missed my trip to Italia for the leadership retreat that I planned on going for the last 6 months, and not only having fun and adventure, but spending time with people I love and care about. All the things here at home. And it's summer. Like, I love summer. Long days, sun's out late, water's warm. This is the time where I get more surfing sessions in. Waves have been good. People keep texting me like, let's do a surf session. I'm like, I screwed up my back. Not only missing all the things, but like, you don't realize how much of our mood is tied to movement. You think about it, like the way our bodies are built, like the way our chemistry is, like so much of how we feel is tied to physically moving. So when you can't, it has a tendency to affect a lot of things. I've been doing my best to kind of get outside. As you see, I'm sitting outside in the backyard now just to get some sun, some light. Mornings, evenings, I've caught a couple sunsets, most sunsets since. And just coming out, taking breaks in between things, just to move a little bit and get outside. And it takes a physical toll for sure, but a mental and an emotional toll, right? And I'm sure if any of you guys have been through severe pain, physical pain in any situation, it might not be a back. Like it has a toll even beyond the physical nature of it for sure. So I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. People keep asking, like, how you feeling? How you getting better? I'm like, it feels a little better, but it still sucks. But we always have a choice, right? We always have a choice to kind of choose how we look at circumstances or situations. So it's been a good season to kind of practice what I preach. Forces you to reflect. And my natural, I guess, learned tendency is to reframe, right? So wanted to share with you just some reflections and some thoughts from going through all of this. Some of you all may relate, may get something from it. First thought, health is everything. Without our health, we have nothing. And it's like the thing we take for granted until, right, something happens. And this whole ordeal is just like the immediate, instant, intense reminder that like health is everything. Without it, nothing else really matters. So take care of your body. Don't wait for something to happen for you to take care of your body. I know that's cliche, but take care of your body because it's what allows everything else to be possible. Gratitude for little things. Like sleep. Like right now, sleeping's horrible. I'm generally someone that sleeps on my side or my stomach. I know it's horrible to sleep on your stomach, but like ever since I was young, I sleep on my side or I sleep on my stomach. My chiropractors hate that. But I can't do that right now. Like it's too painful. I can't move. So I'm having to sleep on my back. So having to sleep in an unnatural position you haven't slept in your entire life is just horrible and uncomfortable. And then having pain anytime you go outside that situation. So like being grateful for just the ability to sleep, the ability to get out of bed without pain. I don't want to create a funny mental picture, but like, just getting dressed right now is comical. Like, to watch me try to dress myself and how long it takes. You'd be amazed, like, how many times I drop things and just the gratitude for the ability to bend down and pick something up when you drop something. Like, gratitude for the little things, especially things that our body can do without even thinking twice, without even consciously putting effort into it. When you all of a sudden get a limitation, something taken away, right, it immediately restores gratitude or value for the little things that actually matter. The ability to sleep, get up, move, walk, get dressed, brush your teeth, all the things, and more. So I would say gratitude for sure, and a re-leveling of what matters, and therefore a perspective or an adjustment on what doesn't, or less. life's total unpredictability, right? And how accidents, because this was an accident, total accident, just bad luck, wrong thing, wrong time, no fault. But how accidents can happen just like that, and it's nobody's fault. You can't beat yourself up over it. You can't ask why me. You can't play victim. You can't blame. You can't point a finger. It's like some things just happen, and there isn't a fault to be assigned or a blame to be directed. But it just reminds you of the ultimate just fragility of life, how in an instant, to nobody's fault, things can radically change. And I think that restores an appreciation, patience, acceptance, which I'm not very good at and don't enjoy. I always preach that urgency is a value system of mine. Patience is the opposite. And acceptance, meaning sometimes you just got to accept that stuff happens outside of your control, and it is the way it is, right? As much as we wish and we want things to be in our control, and we try to lie to ourselves that many things are, the truth is most isn't, and we just have to accept that and be patient when we're going through seasons that are outside of our control. This is just a reminder of that, because this is totally outside my control, but the reality is most things are outside of our control all the time. We just like to pretend that they're not. So it's a good test of kind of an emotional IQ, and it's a good way to reaffirm, right, a strength or a resilience for sure. Acceptance and patience might be the ultimate. Probably one of the biggest ones. I had a couple people say this to me and reinforce my own thought before it came to me, but it was crazy how many people actually have said this. I'm going to call it the forced pause. And what I mean by the forced pause is sometimes life, the world, the universe, God, whatever your belief system is, it's a fact, has a, let's just call it twisted ability to force us to slow down. Maybe when we don't want to or don't need to or don't even recognize that we're in a season 2. So, force pause. And I've had to totally slow down, like everything. Even worse, because I was supposed to be in Italy at an event, so Karis and the kids had planned their own activities, so they went out of town because I was out of town, but then I wasn't out of town, so then they went out of town because I couldn't go out of town, so I'm going through all this stuff for a few days by myself. So talk about a force pause. And I've used the time to catch up on so many things, like deep work that have been on my list for a long time. Like I was home 4 days by myself completely. Didn't turn on the television once. Didn't leave the house because I couldn't. And just did a bunch of deep work, right? That I've been on my list to do forever. And I enjoyed it. State of flow, focus, sitting there with my back brace and thing on my nerve. And sometimes the world has a funny way of just telling us that it's time to slow down and redirecting us, right? Sometimes by force into another area. So whenever you get those forced pauses in life, instead of reacting and getting pissed, let's be honest, you can react and get pissed and get frustrated. You go through that, we all do. You maybe start to see, okay, well, hey, what's the opportunity in all of this, right? How do I use all of this? What else could this mean? And what else can I do or get done? Or what am I meant to get done through all of this time? Good time to reassess. I will also say the power of community. I didn't realize that one until I did the post. Like I said, normally I don't share stuff like this. Like, I get hurt, whatever, I'm fine the next couple days, back to life, no big deal. Everybody goes through it. But I felt compelled to share something just because I was starting to get questions otherwise of what was going on. So that was easier than a million personal messages. But I was super overwhelmed by the response, like so many personal text messages, stuff on the post, stuff on the story. So many people sharing their own, all of your own journeys. So thank you for all of that. I do appreciate it. I did read everything. It is meaningful. I was like, wow, people care. People do care. So power of community helps. And all of the tips too. Some of you guys shared some great tips. You've been through similar situations. So all of that has been super helpful. A lot of the suggestions I've bought or got or will do or will consider. So kind of a cliche one. Positive mindset matters. This is something that maybe I had naturally. Maybe it's something that's learned through practice, but man, I hate to be going through situations like this and have a negative mindset. You can get into a real dark place real quick, especially without the movement, right? It's by yourself, not being able to do things. You can find a million excuses, blame. You can go victim real fast. So positive mindset, I think, matters in everything, right? Especially when you're going through kind of painful seasons. And maybe the last reflection, I guess the power of healing through sharing. So why am I sharing the story? Well, truth is because I got prompted to by some of you guys' feedback. Otherwise, I normally wouldn't be chatting like this. But I had some people specifically ask me hey, you should go live and share what you're going through. I think people can get something from it. So thank you for the suggestion. And it's helpful. It helps you reflect, right? And process. So you can reframe and choose how you want to think. So thank you for that suggestion. And it's powerful. I think those of you that have shared your stories in DM and on the messages, it is powerful, right? We all go through painful situations. And as weird as it may sound, painful situations often lead to beautiful breakthroughs. They bring people closer together. They create closer connection. They drive deeper reflection. They force us to reevaluate what matters and what doesn't, re-level, set priorities. Painful situations, physical pain, mental pain, circumstance, right? Painful situations have a crazy and beautiful way to refine and focus and give a level of clarity. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish amazing, awesome, winning, successful, fun situations had the same power. That'd be way better. But painful situations carry with them a way bigger power when it comes to transformation than the alternative. I hate that it's that way, but it's that way, isn't it? So anyway, wanted to share some thoughts. That's the update. Doc says probably 4 to 6 weeks until fully healed. Pain is better, less intense than it was at time of injury, but still can't move without the thing on my back. I look forward to being able to walk without the constant pressure. I will feel a sense of relief when that happens. Until then, it's a little scary. I'm thankful for all the things I mentioned and this little thing I figured out that I can push to function and be able to communicate and at least be somewhat productive for throughout the day. Otherwise, it would be 100 times worse. And your turn. So my question is, share something that you've been through. What's not only a painful season, I don't want to hear just the pain. What's a painful season you've been through? It could be an injury. It could be a painful time. Pain comes physically, also comes mentally, emotionally, different types. But what's a painful season you've been through? And my real question is, what are some reflections you've had during those seasons on any level that helped get you through it, overcome it, and become better from it? That's my question. So please do share in whatever format or medium is best for you. You got my number. You can shoot me the text, DM, Messenger, reply, WhatsApp, all the places, all the things. I see all the dings. They're here, and I have a lot of time on my hands to read them. So I'd appreciate you sharing and would love hearing the reflections on your end. Until then, I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks for all the love, and I'll be better, stronger, right on the other side of this. Back to surfing, having some fun, playing with my kids. I may be a little more careful when doing rocket ships with kids in pools moving forward, though. That might be another lesson to add to the list. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for all the messages.